It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I said I would never get on here and tell this story, but fuck it, I'm in my villain era. I'm tired of men and protecting them, so here we go. Put a finger down. So put a finger down if at this point you were in a relationship with a man for a year. It was long distance, but you both love to travel. He was going on a weekend trip with his family, and they were taking a trip to Vegas. Now, this Vegas trip, you weren't invited, but you had been to Vegas with his family before. No big deal. It's one of their favorite places to go. The entire week leading up into the trip, he's contemplating if he even wants to go. But you're like, just go. Like, you haven't seen your cousins, you haven't seen your sister in a long time. It'll be fine. The entire time on the trip, he's in constant communication. You're talking to him while he's in the room. You're talking to him on the way to the airport. You're constantly talking. After less than 24 hours in Vegas, he hits you up and it's like, would it be wild if I came to Dallas tomorrow? Dallas is where you live at. And I'm like, for what? And he's like, well, I just miss you, that's all, and I want to spend time with you. And I'm like, no, just enjoy your trip. Like, that's kind of bogus if you leave your family out there. He didn't care. This conversation is happening at like 8 o'clock at night. By 7 o'clock in the morning, he's at the airport and he's on his way to Dallas. It's the holiday weekend, so you actually have a lot of friends in Dallas and y'all are doing a mimosa walk. You like mimosa walks, he likes mimosa walks, your friends love mimosa walks. He comes at the perfect time. And of course, I'm not going to tell him not to come because this is my boyfriend and I miss him. So he comes down to Dallas and we have a great time at the mimosa walk. Mind you, things were a little rocky from the moment you picked him up from the airport. Y'all went to Chick-fil-A, they mess up his breakfast, and things just start off really rocky. But it's okay because you end up having a great time. Now, after a mimosa walk, if you know, the whole house is asleep. So you wake up later in the evening and you realize that he's nowhere to be found. My bathroom is in my room. I'm looking in the bathroom. He's not in the bathroom. I'm looking next to me. His clothes are there. His phone is there. His laptop is there. Everything is still there, but he's nowhere to be found. This same weekend, your roommate is moving in, so there's nobody in the guest bedroom, but just a whole bunch of boxes and move-in stuff. I have one of those houses where you need the key to lock it from the outside and the door is still locked, so it's like your boyfriend has literally vanished without a trace. Your roommate hears you in a panic and begins to help you find him. You're both walking around the apartment calling him his name. You don't see him. We go into the parking garage. Oddly enough, there's a police officer there. There's never a police officer there, so that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But we're walking down the street, still can't find him. About 45 minutes have went by of this mini search party, and then you're like, F it. Like, I'm just going to look at his phone to see, like, who's the last person he got in communication with. All that's going through my head right now is that this man is not from here. He randomly left his family party, came to stay with me, and now he's missing. You've always had each other's phone passwords. Going through each other's phone has never been a thing because the trust was just there. You open his phone, and the first message is a message from a girl. Let's call her A. Is texting his phone, a little bit frantic, a little bit disappointed, a little bit annoyed. So you scroll up in the messages. In that exchange of messages, you see that they're sending messages back and forth, and A has invited him to Vegas for her 22nd birthday. It might have been 23rd, I don't remember, but we're both 27, we're the same age. Let's just say the messages get a little bit explicit, and within those messages, your boyfriend is telling A what he's going to do to her at the top of the Strat in Vegas. And as you scroll through these messages, dumbfounded, confused, and still panicked because where the hell is your boyfriend, you realize that these messages are not really giving cousin. At this point, you're in utter shock and you call your roommate into the room. You call him in and you tell him to lock the door. You're a little too stunned to speak, but you tell him just enough. And out of nowhere, you decide that you're going to call A. You put the phone on speaker and A answers the phone. And you can already tell that she's shocked by the sound of a female's voice. But you proceed with, hey, this is such and such's girlfriend. I'm just calling because, he's in Dallas right now. He claimed that he just came from Vegas with his cousin. But the messages aren't really giving cousin. So what's going on? He came out here with me and he was supposed to spend my 22nd or 23rd birthday, whatever the hell it was, with me. And he told me that he had to go back to school for an emergency. All of a sudden, you hear a knock at your door. It's your boyfriend. He's butt naked, frazzled and confused. You hang up on A. Well, you tell her, girl, I gotta go. I gotta call you back. While all of this is happening, your other male best friend is on the couch, knocked out to sleep. Your other roommate, who is also a male, is sitting on the bed next to you. Your boyfriend is at the door with nothing but a shirt covering his junk. So this man pops up to my door, right? Dorian opens the door and he kind of weasels his way past, and My ex, what do we say we naming him? Voldemort comes and he sits on the bed and he's like, dude, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm so confused, blah, 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 blah. Like, what just happened? And I'm on straight business. I said, who the fuck is A? And he, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's my friend. That's my friend. I asked him again. I say, who the fuck is A? He continues with the same line. I say, I just got off the phone with the bitch. I just talked to the bitch. He takes a deep breath and he's like, basically, and he waits to figure out what I know. Now, I'm not the type that's going to give you up information. I feel like once you're caught, you're caught. Just tell me what it is that I need to know. And so he's like, I swear to God, I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. I swear to God, I didn't touch her. You can call her back right now. I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. And so I'm on his ass. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Like, you have hella sisters. How could you sit there and do that to another woman? Like, what's wrong with you? I made him call her and apologize. She didn't answer the phone. It was just a lot going on in the room that night. Mind you, some of y'all keep saying, oh, why do you have so many male roommates? I don't have too many male roommates. I literally have one male roommate. My best friend was in town. So he's sitting there trying to whisper and shit, and he's telling me to calm down, and he don't want me to yell and stuff because he don't want them to hear. But Dorian is already all up in the business, so I agree to go out with him to the car and talk about it. We go to the car to talk about it, and he don't really have too much of shit to talk about because truly, like, what the fuck can you say? So he's in there, and when I tell you, I'm not going to call this man a narcissist because I feel like everybody calls everybody a narcissist. But he just was like, when I tell you, he did not really cry, but he was just like that one sniff and like one tear. That's what he was doing the whole fucking night. And he was like, I wish you would just hit me and get it over with. I wish you would just hit me. I just wish that I could feel the pain that you feel. And whole time, I just want to know why. Like, why? Like, this was, when I tell y'all, this was the most perfect relationship that I had ever been in. This was truly my man. We didn't have any issues. It was perfect. Okay, so backstory. So he had lived with me for the summer. He had moved out here for the summer, and in September he had just went back, maybe 2 weeks before that. That was another reason why I was like, why are you coming out here? Like, just go enjoy your family. He needed a break from school. He was tired and he was overwhelmed. There was no point in him coming out here, but he claimed that he missed me so much. So when he stayed out here for the summer, I had an extra bedroom. The bedroom literally had my bed and a Peloton in it, and then I had an extra bathroom. So when we used to get lit together, because it was the summertime and that was my man and we was getting lit, he used to go in the other room when he was too drunk to like calm himself down and lay across the bed or whatever. And I guess I didn't know this until afterwards. I guess he used to go in the other bathroom and throw up if he needs to throw up. And so that's where he was at. When he had disappeared, he was literally, Dorian had boxes damn near stacked to the ceiling high. He was off somewhere, ducked off, butt naked, laying down as if he was still laying across the bed.
Goddamn furniture, bitch, throwing up.
There was no furniture in there, but there was like a little chair. So he was in the chair, laid across there, butt naked, while we were looking for him. So when I tell you we were literally calling his name, Dorian, how long was we calling his name for?
At least an hour and a half.
At least an hour and a half. I do not believe in going through niggas' phones. I know if you're going through a man's phone, you're going to get your feelings hurt. So I did not want to go through that man's phone. I literally went through his phone as a last resort. But that's where he was at. He was in the guest bedroom, ducked off, and he was so blacked out that he couldn't hear us. Mind you, in a mimosa walk, at minimum, you're probably drinking 16 mimosas. So I very much believe that, like, that's what happened. And it just is what it is. When Dorian finally did go back to his room later on that day, he seen that there was throw up and stuff on the toilet. So he definitely was having his way in his bathroom. So me and him talked outside for a very long time. He was very apologetic. He couldn't explain why he did it. He comes from a fucked up background. He don't know why he's so fucked up, blah, 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 this and this and that. I regret it now, but I did forgive him, and we did move past that situation. When we came back in the house, we continued to argue. There was a little commotion that went on in the room later on that night as far as like back and forth, but just know that I was okay, and maybe he wasn't as okay as me. Oh, I did say that I was going to include screenshots in this next part. So in this next part, I did eventually confront the girl, but I want to put it out there that I did not confront her until much later. When I say much later, I'm talking about months later. Like, it came a point where we were okay again, and then out of nowhere, I just felt uneasy. Y'all know how y'all say that prayer in your life and you like, God, just reveal everything that needs to be revealed for me. At one point, I was just ready to stop being delusional and to reveal all of that shit. When I did, I ended up finding her Instagram. Mind you, he was still following the girl on Instagram. Even after everything came to the light, he was still following this bitch. She had blocked his number and everything, and he was still following her on Instagram. And I will enter the screenshots after that. After this. Basically, in the screenshot, she laid out everything that had happened to me. I'm gonna put them somewhere right here. She was cool. Oh, that's another thing. When he came back in the room, he was like, I swear to God, I didn't touch the bitch. I didn't touch the bitch. I didn't touch her. You can call her right now. I didn't touch her. I didn't touch her. The whole time, when I finally did talk to her, she was like, you know, I'm celibate, so we didn't do the do, but there was definitely something initiated, and he was definitely the one doing the initiating. And I'm just trying to figure out how he doing the initiating when he not even good. I'm not gonna put all his business out there, but just know that I still to this day don't know exactly what they did. But he swear, oh, we never did anything, we never did it. But she said that they did do something, so I don't know what that something is. Marian has a part he want to add.
I just want to add in, she allegedly slapped the fuck out of that nigga. When I tell you we allegedly heard it, and me and her best friend that was laying on the couch instantly popped up. Because we like, now we got to get active because the nigga put his hand on her, allegedly. But turns out it was allegedly her allegedly slapping him allegedly in the room. Because she started allegedly laughing after she allegedly slapped him hard as allegedly fuck.
I'm neither going to confirm or deny that. Just know I will never be a Vic. So when confronted with the situation, like I said, he kept saying, oh, I didn't touch that girl. I didn't touch that girl. I didn't touch that girl. But my whole thing was, why did you go in the first place? Like, why did you do this? And his response was that the girl was basically pressing him and begging him to go out of town with her for her birthday, because I guess he made it seem like she was scared of travel or something. I don't know who he think he is, but he said he felt bad. He felt bad because he had to go because she kept asking. Later, we find out in those messages that was bullshit. Secondly, I'm like, why did you come out here? Because you never would have gotten caught. You literally set yourself up to get caught. And people are like, the comments telling me that I invaded his privacy. He literally had given me the password to his phone, just like he had the password to my phone. I never would have went through that phone if he didn't pop up missing. If he would have just stayed his ass at school, she wouldn't have got played. I wouldn't have got played. Well, I probably still would have got played, but I wouldn't have known I was getting played. Anyways, his response to me asking him what made him come to Dallas was that he felt bad. He just immediately felt bad. He knew it was wrong. And I'm like, well, when did you know it was wrong? Because you literally like slept in the bed with this girl for a night. And he was like, I knew it was wrong when we was sitting down at dinner at the restaurant that me and him went to when we were in Vegas. What a saint. Y'all give it up for him. A question I keep seeing in the comments is, well, why was he naked when he popped up? Why was he naked? Why was he naked? Use y'all imaginations. You got lit. Went to sleep. Went a long distance relationship. Do y'all not sleep naked with y'all partners? Anyways, let's get into how I ended up sending the message to the girl, because as you can see, I did not message her until February. Mind you, this incident happened in September. So this is the year anniversary. Now, I would blame what I did on my younger age, but I really wasn't too much younger than I am right now. So let's just say I got my get back. I got my one. I believe in getting back. I don't believe in that no more. I've grown, I've matured. Leave him. Leave him. If he cheats on you, leave him. There's no salvaging anything. Leave that man alone. But I did the opposite. We had a trip planned to New Orleans in October. And right before our trip, he broke his phone and we had to share my phone. Now, I like to think that I'm smarter than these men and I did my due diligence. However, the person that I was messing with kept calling me from a private number. He failed at the program. He didn't understand, and it basically got me caught up. Mind you, he did not acknowledge that he knew that this was going on until like a month later. He randomly brought it up in us talking like, yeah, I know you did your dirt too. And I'm like, well, why didn't you say nothing? He was like, well, what could I say? And he was right. So basically from that point forward, we had pretty much agreed to start from a clean slate and try to make this work, and decided that we still wanted to move forward in this together. Dumb as hell. Christmas came around. We had a great time on the holidays with my family. When I tell you this man was everybody's son-in-law, brother-in-law, nephew-in-law, like I was like, yeah, after Christmas we was locked in. And then here I go trying to have deep conversations, and we're in the hotel room a few days before New Year's, and I'm like, oh, let's have the end of the year wrap up conversation about our relationship. Like, how are we feeling? You know, where do we go from here? Blah, 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 blah. And his responses were very generic. Oh, I feel good. I feel cool. We're in a good space. And I was like, no, like seriously, we've been through a lot this year. Like, how are we truly feeling? And without getting too much into his answer, because it doesn't really matter, I just sensed a lot of uncertainty. But there was uncertainty, but he never just said like, let's not do this. He made it clear that he didn't want to lose what we had. And so even though I felt that uncertainty, I was like, okay. We push forward. We go to Belize towards the end of January. And on that trip, y'all, I cannot describe it, but y'all be seeing them TikTok stories when they be like, when did you notice that your boyfriend hated you? Or when do you realize that he fell out of love with you? I was feeling that on a deeper level, but I felt like it was some animosity on both parts. Like, once you start getting irritated by everything each other does, then you know it's time for the relationship to end. I remember sitting in this restaurant and complaining about something. He was like, you sound real Trumpy right now. You sound real Trumpy. And I was like, oh, like, when did you start hating me? But I was also getting so aggravated by little tiny things that he would do too. So whereas traveling together was our thing, it was very fun and lighthearted and lovey-dovey, it didn't really give that this last trip. And this might be a little bit TMI, so my family, if you're watching, skip past this part, or just stop watching in general, stop watching my story time. But when we were doing the act, when I tell you, like, he was looking me in the eyes and I felt like nothingness, like I felt emptiness, like darkness. I don't know how to describe it. Like, people talk about they encounters with like paranormal things or things that are like not of God. And I don't want to say it was that, but I really felt like I was looking into like darkness. And so when it was over, all I did was cry, like, and I couldn't explain why. He was asleep. He was knocked out snoring. And I was just in the hotel room, like in shambles, just crying. Like, I don't know, it literally felt like an out-of-body experience. Like, I knew I had no business doing it. And so after that, I truly just went digging. And oh my God, I'm forgetting the whole part of the story. You have to rewind a couple months back to like towards the middle of the summer. I had peeped that his phone was on Do Not Disturb and this girl was FaceTiming him. Now, I would literally just see this in passing. So like, I didn't actually go in his phone, but I seen like just the circle, just a little image of the girl. And from there, I went on his Instagram and I found out who the girl was, because one thing about me, I am a detective. And one thing about that intuition, it be intuitioning. And so I asked him about this specific girl. I didn't sleep that whole night. Once again, he was knocked out. And when he woke up and I was like, yeah, who is such and such? You might as well just tell me now, blah, blah, blah. He made me seem and feel like I was crazy. He was like, you know her, like, she's from my friend group back at home in his hometown and blah, 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 blah. She talks to such and such. Like, I've literally been on the phone with her around you. Like, I have friends. And that low-key worked, because I'm like, okay, you do have friends that you be talking to or whatever, I guess. But I'm one of those people, I can't blow up the situation unless I have solid proof. I didn't have no proof. Now, let's fast forward back into February. After that uneasiness that I felt in Belize, I went digging, okay? I did some serious digging. I ended up just taking a leap on faith and DMing both girls. I DM'd A from the trip to Vegas, and I DM'd this girl, and I'm like, hey, like, you know, he said that you're his friend, and if you are his friend, I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to, like, fact check because I'm feeling a little bit uneasy about it. Luckily, she was a girl's too, and she was, in fact, not his friend. She was, in fact, someone that he had met on Tinder about a month before he moved into my house for the summer to come stay and work. So on all his trips and his visits back home, he was seeing her. And I've literally never admitted this to anybody because it's embarrassing. So I have screenshots and whatnot from that era too. But I was at work having conversations with both the girls simultaneously. What's that word? Simultaneously? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And yeah, she was super cool. Still in contact with her to this day. Still Instagram friends with her to this day. She was very much has helped me to heal through this situation. And I'm really not trying to drag this story. So yeah. If y'all want to see screenshots from that, I guess ask for it. If you want to know more about that situation, I really am trying to get to the point, but I feel like I be skipping stuff. But at this point, I feel like we're at that part of the story where it's like, who really cares? But if y'all still care, I have more to share.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. And yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to all the cheaters out there, okay? I had the shirt on that said black men don't cheat. She said, all your videos be about black men cheating. Well, you know what? There's another one, okay? But they was young, okay? They was in their early 20s, like 23, she said, when this happened. So he wasn't ready. He was not ready to stop cheating. But anyway, shout out all the black faithful men out there, man. We're going to keep it lit. Now, I just want to say, he did right. When it comes to cheating, he did right. I'm not saying it's good, but the fact that he stayed on course and didn't throw anything off, like if he would have stopped going to his families and started going on random trips, like the Vegas trip, which was random, but he was always doing something with his family. They're always on vacation. They're always doing things. So it was nothing out of the ordinary for him to do. And that's when he did his dirt. Okay? So if he was always going home, he could always go home and cheat. And she didn't find out. She found out because he got drunk, passed out in the gay best friend's bathroom, and when they wasn't able to find him because nobody thought that he would be in there. But he must have got lost being drunk and just found the bathroom, and there you have it. Like, but I don't know how you not find him for like 45 minutes. And then when she said he was drunk, naked at the door with only his shirt out, I thought he was at the front door. Like, what? Hurry up and open the door. Why are you acting weird? But I guess it was a bedroom door that he was naked in front of. So, it's a lot that be happening in these stories, and I'm glad she felt in her mind, I don't want to continue with this relationship because obviously it's not good for me and it's not good for him. She lost the connection, and the whole thing about losing connection with a person, you don't want to lose connection while you're on vacation, because now you got to finish out the vacation with a smile. And I remember having a disagreement with one of my exes and not liking that person, and we had a vacation coming up, and I was like, you know what, respectfully, I'm not going to go because I don't want to be in no drama and on no vacation. So me and my people, my family, we went on our own vacation. I was like, well, I still got vacation to use, so let's go. And we did. We had a good time. But the thing was, when you know you don't want to be with somebody, and you know it's gonna be some animal, don't go on a trip with them, cause you know they're gonna argue 90% of the time. And my thing was, I knew we was gonna argue. This how you know you don't want to go on a trip with somebody. I said, I'm driving my own car. I'm driving my own car because I don't want to be in a car with you for any amount of time. And that's when I knew it was over. It just is what it is. But sometimes you got to make those decisions. Sometimes you got to leave well enough alone. But it sounds like they did have a great relationship had he been like faithful, and had he just been faithful. That's all he had to do. They seemed to do a lot together. It was long distance, and they were always together. But sometimes things don't work out, and she was young. So when you're young like that, you think that it's the end of the world. Oh, I fell in love. You didn't. But the one good thing is, she didn't say she had a baby by him. So, girl, you got out of this without a baby. Amen. Amen. Everyday people, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as early as 1 week.